This break is brought to you by Netflix. Head on over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV to sign up for your free 30-day trial. Now stop the presses, get out your tinfoil hats, because it looks like once again speculation over on Legendary could be proving to be right. With me to talk a little bit more about what's going on is GameBreaker writer Callum Lawrence. Now Cal, what is it? What is this speculation? What are we hearing? This is huge news.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that everyone that tunes into Legendary is familiar with our serverless Titan / serverless World of Warcraft tinfoil hat extravaganza. We say it all of the time because we've had all of the features before, like cross-server raiding, cross-server parties, even like cross-server chat from when Battle.net was introduced. We've said so many times that, well, aren't all these features just aiming towards a serverless World of Warcraft / Titan? And the latest news that has dropped today, we're actually having cross-realm zones. I mean, this isn't just like having cross-realm raiding or anything like that. We're actually having different realms just like being pulled together to populate different zones. And it says that it's going to be focusing on like lower level zones. So say like you're in Silver Pine Forest and there's like 2 people in there in your normal server. They're going to pull it across cross-realms, so you actually get more like 20 people or 100 people in there. So it's like pooling it to make it a bigger population in a server.
And this is a great thing for a questing experience without people in your zone. Can just feel empty and boring. I know, there are definitely I still to this day play with one of my friends who I met on my very first character that I leveled with, and you just don't see the people anymore. And it's kind of interesting to see them messing around with this at an early level to have server merges per zone going on. But this has to be something that's building towards something bigger and greater, right?
Yeah, like you said, this is going to improve your questing experience, because I'm pretty sure nowadays everyone understands that it's become you could sit around in Orgrimmar and just queue for dungeons, queue for everything, and you don't need to ever leave Orgrimmar to experience the stuff. It's like, I miss times when I was in like a zone and I'd be like, okay, someone's messaging me saying, hey, would you like to come and run Wailing Caverns? Would you like to come and run Scarlet Monastery? Because you're in a zone that's level specific. You just don't see that anymore because there's just not any people in that zone. People just get to max level really quickly nowadays. They're a lot more efficient about it, and people just don't want to quest with each other anymore because they spend, even with heirlooms, you spend the most littlest amount of time in zones. Like I was leveling a new warlock the other day. I think I spent like half an hour in each zone, rather than some other days when I was like leveling before, you could spend up to a few hours in a zone. And it's just like, you don't get the social interaction because you're just done and gone with it so quickly. And now that you're getting such a bigger population boost, it's just so much more exciting saying when you have to you come across an alliance. I know this sounds really basic, but when you're questing, you don't come across other people to even PvP gank anymore. It's ridiculous. This is just such a good thing that you're actually going to see people to interact with.
So what could this grow into? We've talked about how Titan will potentially be a serverless MMO. But it looks like they are dead set on testing the waters here with World of Warcraft. Could this potentially grow into being a serverless World of Warcraft before we see Titan?
I don't think it would be exclusively serverless, because let's face it, if you've got 10 million people all on one server and everyone decides to go to Orgrimmar, that's going to be pretty chaotic. So I reckon they're going to find some way to gate it, just like they're doing here. They're like picking places that have got low populations that's going to have a max of, say, if we pull 30 servers together, there's going to be like 100 people, and that's about it. So there's not that much.
Now, what about expandability? We see people being able to join dungeon groups cross-realm. You can now do raids with cross-realm. Now we're going to be able to quest with cross-realm. When are they going to integrate PvP? I've got some really good arena partners that are hounding me to transfer back over to my original server just to PvP with them, and I can't because I'm on the server. That's the last thing for me. Do we see it eventually spilling over into arenas and battlegrounds as well?
Oh, easily. It's just such an easy thing for them to implement. They're going to have to do it at some point. So I reckon that's another road they could definitely go down sometime soon. So I'd expect that to be one of the next logical steps for them to take.
All right, guys. Well, you can guarantee we are going to talk about this with Mike B, Lore, Gary Gannon, and myself on tonight's Legendary. That's Thursday at 8 p.m. PDT. So do not miss this. This is going to be a huge topic of discussion. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.